All right, so we're
Hello, eWomen, beloved sisters, and a few of our e-men. I am delighted to bring you all Stacey Risley. She is one of our new members, and she is taking advantage of her Maximize Your Membership interview. And I am so excited to introduce her to the community. I have already been on her podcast. Her assistant, Kiana, is absolutely amazing. They do, like, not only is the podcast fabulous, they get it up so timely. The graphics are outstanding. And so, Stacey, already you have been such an asset to our chapter. And so I'm excited to introduce you. So with that, if you will tell us who you are and what you do.
absolutely. And thank you for that very kind introduction, Dr. Ross. I'm so glad that you've had a good experience with that so far. My name is Stacey Risley. And as Dr. Ross mentioned, I do have a new podcast. Primarily, though, I am the publisher of North Buckhead Neighbors and Dunwoody Neighbors magazines here in North Atlanta. And then through that opportunity came a new opportunity. We just launched what's called the Good Neighbor podcast for North Atlanta in June, actually. So we're playing around with it at the end of May. We actually launched at at an eWomen's Network event on June 1st. It was a Canva workshop. So we launched then, and we are super excited about it. It's like I said, it's called the Good Neighbor Podcast North Atlanta. It offers free podcast interviews, or we offer free podcast interviews to help bring businesses, help with a rising tide lifts all boats mentality.
Yes.
Of if we help each other, businesses, we help small businesses thrive in the community. It's just something I feel passionate about, and I'm really thankful to have been given this opportunity to launch this podcast.
Yes.
So
Well, and so that's another way that you're already perfect for eWomen, because of course one of our values is lifting others as we climb. And so that's another way of saying, the rising tide lifts all boats. So
yeah.
you're already there. So you've shared a little bit about who is a good connection for you, but do you want to go get more specific about that? Who's a great connection for you?
So we are, the podcast and the magazines are two different branches, I guess, of the same tree, for lack of a good metaphor there. But for my paying clients, for my sponsors, I'm really looking for small businesses that are trying to hyper local, that want to target hyper local areas of Buckhead or the Dunwoody communities. And we have opportunities that are called expert contributor opportunities, where our experts are able to contribute quarterly articles to the publication, and then they would be invited back quarterly onto the podcast for additional episodes. Yeah, so that we would then discuss their article topic of choice. So if they are a chiropractor that is writing about 5 ways to ease back pain at home, then we would bring that chiropractor back onto the show, and we would then talk just specifically about that article. And so it gives them, a platform and a voice. So especially anyone that thinks that they could fall into an expert category, those are industry exclusive opportunities for each publication. So I have, an expert interior designer, for example, in Buckhead, and she does great articles, but I do not have an interior designer in Dunwoody.
Perfect.
So I would love to have an expert. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Just, if you have a specific field that you are an expert in and would like to contribute content to the magazines, because those articles will also be published on the website and backlinked to your social media sites and websites, to give you even more exposure.
Yes, so that beautiful interconnectedness that we absolutely love. So you've talked a little bit about also your opportunity, but is that also do you want to say more about that, or is that your opportunity? Just your connection and your opportunity are the same?
Well, but my connection and opportunity really are the same, because that's like literally on my business card, it says publisher, community connector. Now I've got to add podcast host and all of that to that. I have a long business card now. But like that really is what I do. Is I connect, I bring people together. I make referrals. I refer businesses to other businesses, and to the residents that we serve. So
Excellent. Fabulous.
all one and the same.
Yeah. Well, and that's that alignment, which is great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic,
Right.
Stacey.
It really meshes well together.
Yes.
The podcast and the magazines. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this last question is a question that I ask everybody. It's an author from here in Georgia. And she asked, what is saving your life right now? And some people have said flaming hot Cheetos, and some people have said something deep and meaningful and spiritual, and some people have said something business related. And as an aside, I think I've done so many of these interviews that I had never had a flaming hot Cheeto. And just recently I was in the grocery store and there they were. I was like, just going to try these out. And I ate a handful, and they are indeed flaming hot. And so
they are
saying that would save my life.
Their brand is appropriate, right?
Yes. So
yeah,
I could only eat a handful. So with that, Stacey, what's saving your life right now?
Okay, so I have two answers. One is flaming hot Cheeto related, but it's not really related. Okay, so the first thing that's saving my life, that's not such a serious topic, is I have learned how to make my own iced coffee, like just recently. So I am a huge, I am one of those that needs coffee when I get up in the morning. But in the summertime, I just can't drink it. It's just too hot. And so I am a Dunkin' Donuts caramel cold brew kind of girl. And I learned how to make it at home with my new, and so that's saving my life.
Excellent. Excellent.
Caramel cold brew coffee from home. And my second one, and this one is a little more serious, is, and you mentioned her earlier, is Kiana. So this is the first time that I've had a personal assistant in the past that is that works with me when I was in medical sales briefly before COVID, and this is just such a different role, and being because I knew nothing about podcasting as of when we launched. I was learning as we went, and Kiana Wagner is my production manager. I don't even like to call her an assistant. She does it all of the production part.
Wow.
And she's just phenomenal. She's young. She's a go-getter. I am so blessed and fortunate to have her on my team. She is. I just can't sing her praises high enough. I brought her with me to the Canva workshop. So some of you in eWomen may recognize her if you were there. But, she really is just, has been, I think, surrounding yourself. Everyone talks about how it's so important to surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. Also, surrounding yourself with the people who can that balance you out, and have your strengths, or I'm sorry, that your, maybe not, I don't even want to say weaknesses, but areas that aren't my strengths, she is really, really good at, like the design element. And I would spend ever doing one of those, wanting it to be just so imperfect. And it has been just such a gift to have her and to be able to trust her fully to handle it and to take care of it, and trust her judgment, and being able to let go. So,
well, I did have the pleasure.
And Kiana Wagner, they're saving my life.
I did have the pleasure of meeting Kiana at that Canva meeting with Veronica Bond, who was outstanding. And Kiana was a love, and I so enjoyed getting to know her and have enjoyed interacting with her after being on the podcast. And so I hope that our stories continue to interact, because she is absolutely amazing.
They absolutely will. And just so you know, those graphics that she is making, we make all of those through Canva. As a Canva newbie when she started this role with me. So and look at what she's doing now. So thank you, Veronica.
Yes, exactly.
for the workshop, and thank you, eWomen's Network, because it's really coming in handy.
Excellent.
for us.
Excellent. Well, on behalf of eWomen Network and our executive managing director, Amy Matthews, welcome to Atlanta. And I will be back next time with the Maximize Your Membership interview. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.